Hey everybody, it does look like we are live. So what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about a little bit about peripheral neuropathy. And the reason why I wanted to do this was I met with a patient early, it was late last week, that when she sat down with me, she'd been diagnosed with diabetes for about 2 years, and her feet were starting to tingle, and basically her concerns were valid concerns because her doctor had told her there's really nothing that you can do for peripheral neuropathy, and she didn't like that answer, and frankly I don't blame her. So what I want to do is I literally have a stack of research articles that I go through in regards to low level laser and shockwave therapy for peripheral neuropathy, but specifically for diabetic neuropathy. Basically, with neuropathy, you kind of fall into one of three categories. The most common cause is diabetes. Then there's the chemically induced ones, that's the one that I had, such as chemotherapy-induced neuropathy for me. And then everybody else kind of falls into this idiopathic neuropathy, which is they don't know the source, you just have developed neuropathy. But I wanted to just cover a couple of papers. So in the comment or in the description of this video, which I do ask you please like and share this video so other people can see it, I have a couple of links there to these papers that I'm going to go over with you today. So hopefully we can share some light on the subject. So if you give me a second here, I'm going to share my screen. And I'll go ahead and share the entire screen. There we go. So you should be able to see my screen now. So let's open up this particular paper right here. So this is the use of shockwave and peripheral nerve regeneration with the question mark of new perspectives. So again, you have the link to this in the description of the video. But let's talk a little bit about this shockwave therapy. Shockwave therapy is a lot like ultrasound, except that it's much more powerful. Ultrasound uses a sound wave that penetrates into the tissue and then bounces back and produces an image, or it can actually help to break down scar tissue. Shockwave is, you basically turn that intensity up and you pulse that sound wave. You can actually hear the machine making a popping noise as it goes. But basically what it does is it creates microtrauma that stimulates the body to produce chemicals that help you to heal. And in this particular paper that we're going to go over, it actually increases circulation, increases blood flow. And if you've followed any of the other things that I've said about neuropathy, neuropathy is a blood flow problem. So let's take a look at this. The abstract here, low energy extracorpuscular, or I can't even say that word, shockwave therapy, they call it ESWT in the papers, is a relatively new therapeutic tool, which this is 2013, so we're not new anymore. There's been studies since then. Widely used for treatment of condylitis, plantar fasciitis, and phosphorus bone and wound. Shockwaves, sonic pulses with high energy impact are thought to induce biochemical changes within the targeted tissue through mechanical-transduction, in other words, just blowing sound into the tissue. The biological effects of ESWT are manifested in improved vascularization, the local release of growth factors, and local anti-inflammatory effects, and so forth. So it goes on to talk about what I wanted to share with you is it quotes some other studies where they actually helped peripheral nerves to regenerate in rodents with shockwave therapy. But here's the cool part, the presumed biological effect. Shockwaves are mechanical events that can stimulate tissues and especially cells. The conversion of physical forces into biochemical signals is a fundamental process required for development and physiology of organisms, often referred to as mechanical transduction. Basically, it goes on and then starts talking about how these shock waves, when they enter the tissue, with this schematic here, basically what it does is it increases growth factor, and that growth factor helps to stimulate more blood flow so those nerves can actually heal. And I have other articles that we can go over that on another time to talk about how it actually helps to grow new axons and helps lengthen and strengthen the axons of those nerves so that it can actually help to heal and to regenerate these tissues. So I like these papers because we do have these in our quiver. I wanted to share that particular one with you. Oops, I didn't even share my screen. How about that? Chrome was, well, I tried to show you the article, but my screen is not sharing. Here it is. You have the link to it. I'll try to fix that later. The second article I wanted to share with you, you also have the link. I bet that was a very boring video. Doesn't always work out the way we want it to. The second one is for low level laser therapy on neurovascular function of diabetic peripheral neuropathy. Again, you've got the link. It's in the description. But if we just skip right down to the actual results in this article, the study finds that low laser level therapy could be an effective therapeutic modality in the treatment of painful diabetic neuropathy, in that it is able to modify foot pain, foot skin. Whoever's commenting on YouTube, thanks. That's great. The study finding that low level laser therapy could be an effective therapeutic modality in the treatment of painful diabetic neuropathy that is able to modify pain, foot skin microcirculation, electrophysiology parameters, or peripheral function. So basically what we've been doing is using both a combination of shockwave therapy and low-level laser to help regenerate tissue. I wish you guys could see the sick guy commenting on YouTube. It's actually pretty funny. But that's what we've been using, a combination to help these folks. So if what I said makes sense to you, again, just feel free to reach out to us. Feel free to ask me any questions. And, keep your comments that are not kind to yourself. So, guys, be good to each other. We appreciate you. We'll see you on the next video.